Hello everybody, James here. Now, once again, this is kind of like a story like the Scorpio, the Too Cold Scorpio story I did a video on last week, where I'm basically opening by saying, you may well have absolutely no idea that there was even a lawsuit in the first place, let alone a lawsuit has just been settled. So, let me illuminate you a little bit as to what's happening. But it's true. Cody Rhodes was sued over a trademark dispute, and it has just been settled out of court with a person called Wesley Eishold, I believe, the frontman of an electro-punk band called, of course, Cold Cave, but also he co-founded another band called American Nightmare. So, in a previous agreement, and we're going to go through a couple of websites here, in a previous agreement, Cody agreed to pay Wesley $30,000 for the use of the American Nightmare brand, not the trademark itself, just for the use because this other fella owns it, I guess. And the merchandise had to be prominently featured with Cody's either face or the fact that he was a wrestler, or that he was Cody Runnels or Cody Rhodes. I would have been Runnels, but Cody Rhodes also on the t-shirt, and not just American Nightmare. So basically, it needed to have some sort of obvious wrestling connection, and that was the agreement. So once again, Eishold owned the trademark since 2016. Cody tried to file for a trademark in 2019, and according to the lawsuit, the agreement the parties entered into in 2021, while Cody was still in AEW, it was to use the trademark provided the use cases met several requirements. There's tons of stuff here. I'm going to try and go through the most important stuff here, but once again, American Nightmare on clothes, as long as they prominently feature Runnels' name, his likeness, or substantial indicia, or indicia? How do you even say that? There's a word I've never come across before. Anyway, associated with wrestling, the settlement was agreed to on 2021. He'd be paid $30,000, as it says. But once again, it gets a bit more specific here. With Eishold allowed Runnels to use, but not register, the Runnels mark in connection with clothing and apparel, on the condition that the clothes feature 75% bigger than the Runnels mark, or Runnels' name and likeness, etc. Withdrawing filings, of course, reasonable cooperation to prevent recurrences of any confusion, provides the no party shall assist any third party, all that kind of thing. I think that is most of it, settlement agreements and what not. But there was a lawsuit being brought once again. So Wesley Eishold says that now WWE, Cody Rhodes, and Fanatics, who handles WWE's merchandise for the most part. I think they do that for Europe now as well, for WWE Euro Shop, as it used to be called. WWE's main merchandising partner, this is from Fightful, by the way, have violated their agreement by selling merchandise bearing the American name, with little to no reference to Cody Rhodes as a wrestler. So, fans of WWE, and this is kind of what I'm getting at, that it gets a little silly, continue to frequently tag the American Nightmare on Facebook and social media posts. Heaven forfend. It's I mean, surely in a sense that maybe that might even benefit the band, because obviously the band has a lot smaller footprint than Cody does. Some fans who have tagged both Runnels and the band in posts have asked if Eishold and American Nightmare approve of the Runnels clothing. Well, darn. Here we go. This is actually their Facebook. 25,000 followers. To be honest, only a few more than we've got on WSI, and we don't really plug it that hard at all. But yeah, just videos, so I'm not actually going to play the music. But so yeah, once again, it's an electro-punk band. Fans of Runnels and Eishold commonly make, buy, and wear clothes that mix Eishold mark and the Runnels mark, the Eishold Angel logo. So once again, here is the Angel logo. There you go, of Gorilla Biscuits and American Nightmare. And the Eishold Shield logo and the Runnels Shield logo reference to both parties. So we can just have a look at the Cody Rhodes logo as well. There it is. I mean, I guess like physically looking, it's not that similar at all. But there you go. Eishold was then seeking at least $150,000 in damages and treble damages of up to $300,000 for federal trademark infringement, in addition to attorney's expenses. So, that was last year this was brought up. Yes, September 2024, that is. Anyway, this one from Post Wrestling. A settlement has been reached in principle in the lawsuit brought by musician Wesley Eishold against Cody Runnels, WWE. There was another, like the Boston Herald also had it, because I think they're a Boston band, I guess, reported this, and then reported Cody's real name as Garrett, which it isn't. That's his middle name, but I don't quite know why he did that. Anyway, and also Fanatics as well. And the parties notified the court on Tuesday that they've agreed to resolve the case over the American Nightmare trademark. Once again, joint stipulation dismissing the case within 90 days, but settlement terms were not disclosed. But I imagine, because WWE are absolutely rolling in it, they would rather just pay off this fella or even buy the trademark from him. We don't know that because the settlement terms have not been disclosed, but maybe even co-own the trademark, whoever, whatever, I don't know. They could have just paid him and just, use the logo in the future with impunity, I guess. But so I guess that's good news. It's all settled up, and Cody Rhodes is no longer being sued, I guess. So that is the story. I realised it wasn't one of my best videos. I couldn't really add anything beyond the reports, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, that's the story, and I'll see you for the next video where hopefully I've got something to add.